Have any idea what you're doing?
You got audio yet, guys? Is that me? No audio. What the heck? Hear me?
Cheese donkey. Can they hear us?
They should be able to. Right now, I say no. Audio good? Somebody says audio good.
Happy Father's Day, Ryan. Audio good. Was that with a question mark?
Audio's working. I think we got audio now, guys. Yes, good.
Arkansas's in the house.
Thumbs up. Give us some
Mr.
thumbs
Jones.
up. If you can hear us, okay. Good to go. Sweet. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to Q&A. Give us 1 second. We're going to throw this up on Patreon. All right, questions coming in. We're to Texas, Arizona. Ireland can hear us, staying all the way in Ireland.
Ireland, huh? There you go. Oh, boy, I like to get back. A lot of fun, Ireland. Did you get that from the Luttrell family? What? No, Is it good? Yes, because they went into people that we related to. George Washington, Mr. Rockefeller. I mean, the list is on and on. So I remember when Mom said back in the day we were related to Martha Washington. That's probably it is. We were taking a tour of one of the older houses, and that one of the things they had in there was a tapestry from Martha. It was one of the oldest things in the house. It was a tapestry from Martha Washington. And I was at the back of the tour, and I was like, right here. Not enough. Just one. What do you get?
Can you see this better, guys?
I can't see myself.
You need to see yourself?
No, I don't. You need to see yourself? I think they might have. Did you say that out loud? They didn't hear that, did they? My eyes aren't crossed. They're not for Congressional House District 8. That's official, right? That's a good launch. Yeah, I'm fully launched. I'm proud of you. Yeah. I am. So everyone knows that when we had the being asked if he was going to Mr. Dozier from Florida. Hello, sir. What up? Palexican. Syracuse, New York. Y'all got a storm coming y'all's way, I think, right? And they're like a low coming across, because it's definitely not here. Mr. Cox, we were in Tyler, Texas on Friday. Wait, is there special training for this? Is there special training for the SDV teams? They're to be recruited to go there now. Yes, yeah, there's a screening process that you have to go through. Is that TJ Lawrence? What's up, buddy? New Hampshire. Todd Matson, did we get a book? We supposed to get a book from Mr. Manson? He's asking.
There's a lot of books around here. Probably have it.
Checking. 110 in Arizona. I don't want to hear it. You guys don't have humidity. Were you good swimmers before joining the Navy? Yes, I was. Who? Yes, I was. I said both of us. There's a difference between being able to have a microphone. You can answer. There's a difference between being able to being a good swimmer and being able to. The other question is like, wait a minute, that's not all right. Fine, right? Fine, there's a difference between being a good swimmer, being able to swim in especially in the ocean. Oh yeah. Trees in flight. What's up? We got it right there. Ow.
Richmond, Kentucky.
Oh, Mr. Matson, are you ginger or is that blonde? To see Hawkeye. Everyone floats, soothsayer. I'll float down here. Nice it quote, buddy. We're not on lockdown. Missouri. What? No, cool. We didn't lock down out here, buddy. It's not how. We were fortunate when that having all that happen. What's the eyesight requirements for special operations? Correctable to 2020.
Can't be colorblind.
If I remember that correctly.
Can't be colorblind.
Todd, Matt, you're a blonde. All right. Need to change your picture up, buddy. Go with the ginger.
Thanks for the book.
Glasses. Yeah. Can you wear glasses in
fashion,
special
please?
operations? Not while you're operating. Greetings from Germany. Grüß dich. Wie geht's es Ihnen? Have you guys ever been to the UK? You been to the UK? You've been to England, right?
I have been to Europe.
Ooh, aloha. Gypsy Jeeper. What island are you on, buddy? Or young lady? I can't see that.
Scotland. Yeah, remember when we were in Scotland? That's when I threw my back out right when we got there. We made it out of Ireland.
Hey, this is Glasgow, Scotland. We've been there. Man, it was windy in the summer gun.
You excited about running for Congress, Morgan?
I'm very excited. I have to be, otherwise it would just drive me absolutely crazy. I wasn't at first, make no mistake. But once we decided to go, when Leslie and I and Marcus and everybody decided to do it.
Somebody checking in from Oahu. Oh, for Congress.
Advice on making a tough decision. Always look downstream on what that tough decision will develop into.
Language school? Did either of you guys go to language school?
I did.
What'd you learn?
French. Then I lived in France for a while and went to a French-speaking school.
Not
To become a SEAL. It's a mental game more than physical game. I always remember that.
You know what? Somebody said something to me the other day about that, and I was thinking the way they said it was a lot more poignant than I'm going to. But they're like, "Hey, man, if you're the nobody in the town, like you don't play any sports, you're not the best at them, or you play all the sports, and you're not best at them. You just kind of not the top of your class, not the last of your class, you just kind of exist in there. You're what the skills are. Like you just hadn't found your purpose yet, and if you could identify what SEAL was, save a lot of money on this, but man, if it's just wasn't even a doubt. I remember that. I remember feeling like that. Do you have that feeling?
Yeah. It's like on the planet for.
Yeah. Everything else is just training for that in some capacity.
It's funny saying that, you say, it's what you're put on the planet. That's how you feel. You're going through training, but you actually have no idea what they do because you're not supposed to. Just knew.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh man. If we had to go, some of the stuff we had to go through and what we did, can you imagine if someone said they had to do that right now? I'm like, that's crazy. I can't believe it. We made it through most of that stuff, especially at SUVs underwater. Dude, I mean, come on.
Happy Gilmore says, how do SBS, SAS guys, man, SBS, I only worked with SBS. I don't know if you guys or both. They're amazing.
Yeah,
outstanding.
They're the best.
Outstanding.
That's kind of where we get out of it. They invented all this stuff. We're just the American swagger side of it. They're great. I mean, they're hardcore. They could not be, right? Because of the reputation and the competition we always have with each other. Hell yeah, they're good.
Citizen Marcus says, Marcus came me with his nickname and Bud's Vector. I was Vector Jr. Same freaking instructor gave that name.
Isn't that fun? Cracks. Yeah, dude.
Happy belated. Thanks, Kyle. Happy Father's Day if you're a daddy too.
Oh yeah, happy Father's Day.
President. Should run for president. Oh, I have to get elected to Congress first.
One step at a time, guys.
Yeah. Upstate New York, Tracy. It's a little old man eyes are not what they used to be. I can hardly read some of this stuff.
What is that? What was the questions?
I'm trying to read it.
Sorry.
Keep making it smaller and smaller for me.
Sorry, dudes.
That is a thing, man. Can they see that? You jump into the
No, there's just
the
me.
questions
There's
all over the
just- there's
screen?
just me, you.
It is like a
Morgan.
it's a Men in Black eye exam in here.
I want you to figure it out.
The worst.
Where did the big one go? I don't know where it went. I'm not gonna mess with it.
TJ Lawrence, what's the worst the instructors did you during SEAL training? Can't talk about it.
Oh yeah, no way.
Do my
man.
best to forget it.
This is a good one from Mike. I'll read it for you. Advice for someone in their early 30s who wants to become a SEAL officer, but who is nervous about what their immediate family will think.
It only matters what you think, because you're going to be. If you really honestly care about what somebody else is thinking about, you won't make it. And I would really recommend digging into what you think a SEAL officer does as opposed to an enlisted SEAL, because they are night and day. And if you are reading books, watching movies, and chatting up some folks about all the cool stuff you hear about, that is not what an officer does. Matter of fact, officers don't do anything cool but allow the enlisted ranks to go forward and do great things. The officer's role and responsibility is to push down the operations to the guys and let them act on it.
Man, if you're a SEAL, they shouldn't even know that. They shouldn't even know what you do.
What?
Keep it a secret. If you're a SEAL officer, keep it a secret.
No, as far as he says,
We'll think. Oh, shit, man. Secret. That's we were in, TV and everything else that came in between.
what was the one that said, "Do bullets sound like loud cracks?" I tell you,
You'll never
I tell you
forget
what, buddy.
man,
When
they
they're
can-
close enough, they'll say your name.
Yeah. Like if there's literally going fast enough past your body, you can hear them whisper.
The
their
harmonics
freaking
will,
name,
like-
dude. Yeah, you'll never forget it. And there's a difference when they're coming in like an ineffective fire as opposed to someone's got your damn name and like with you in their crosshairs and it's gotten personal, that kind of stuff. You definitely tell.
Is the making a stupid face trying to read that small ass print. Hey, you see
Boom.
What are you doing, man?
He wanted it bigger.
Mojo can't read that.
No, just
I got
Oh
it.
yeah,
I
do it
got
like that.
a one-liner joke. It's all situational dependent.
So when's the last?
Yes.
That's the last one I've heard.
Elimination downgrading of standards for military as prevalent and profound as the reporting suggests, or is the military still ball busting badasses?
The Marines most certainly are. I haven't heard of you hear about the threat of the standards being dropped. I haven't actually seen that, but most certainly something I would think what you're hearing in the media and in print and formulate some sort of opinion, but I haven't. There's most certainly a viable threat there that may happen, but we're going to do our best to keep that from happening.
Cutoff age to become a SEAL?
You had a guy in your class that was. I had a guy in my class that was 34.
Yeah, 34. With you can get waivers. I mean, you can get in there.
As long as you can perform.
Perform.
Should I go to college and then become a SEAL, or right out of high school?
All right, that's a big question too.
That is a huge
That's
question.
a huge question because SEALs are going to be there, and if you know you want to be one, it's
A very large.
I understand that we get that. It's one or the other because you can get in, they'll send you to college. If you go in, you already have college, and there's the career path is so just getting in makes everything awesome. But I'd say don't be in any hurry, man. Go to college and have some fun.
A large percentage of the operators have college degrees or some college, and the reason that you may hear the little bit older you are in your mid-20s, early to mid-20s, you have it together upstairs. It's rare for a 18-year-old, honestly, to make it through. And that's a mental thing more than just an educational thing. That's what they say. I had an 18-year-old in my class graduate.
So we had a 17, 18-year-old. I wonder, they have
One.
I know they keep notes on all of us. So
One.
To look at that factor, there's only one. It'll always find its. I think the military evolves to whatever our threat is and the level of that threat, and it can make it miserable, or it's a great life inside this country. It really is. I mean, we identify ourselves with the uniforms. We got to get up in the morning and go to muster, but other than that, it's just a regular life. Passing out basketballs, being lawyers, doctors, accountants. We got it all. But
Twin Heart Ranger or Delta Force. I've actually worked with them both. That depends on what the mission set.
All the missions are different.
Yeah, great guys. Favorite foreign military force short. SBS guys. Polish Grom.
The Aussies, dude. The Aussies are badass, man. Oh yeah, the Grom are. They're awesome, dude. Yeah, the Germans are good. Man, yeah, they're good, man.
I have is what advice do you
The
have?
freaking Grom are awesome. The Aussies, I had so much fun working with them.
Best question I have is what advice do you have to someone who can't get up early, get up easily? You're gonna have to elaborate on that question. Andrea, Mr. Roberts, like you hurting or you just being lazy?
Go to bed earlier.
If you're having trouble getting up in the morning because you're just sleepy, yeah, go to bed earlier. Or if you hit the snooze button on your alarm, set your alarm on your phone and put it in across the room where you got to get up out of bed to go turn it off.
So he's like, they gave his boys some advice to be nuclear mechanical. I was telling the story the other day, man. First time it was a long sub ops. I think we were in it for eight days. I was up in the mess deck eating some pineapples, and then I was the only one up there. And this kid comes walking in. I'll never forget him. And he walks around and sits down next to me. And I had my suit rolled down so you can see my trident. And he was filthy. I mean, filthy. Had these big Coke bottle glasses, and he was just white. And he looks at me, he's like, "You're one of those SEALs, aren't you?" And I was like, Yeah. He kind of sat back for a second. He's like, "That's a cool job, man. That's a real cool job." He's like, "I was thinking about changing jobs too." I was like, "Hey, if no big deal, but I was just wondering, man, what is it you do? Could you tell me?" He's like, I'm the mop. He's like, I crawl underneath the nuclear reactors and clean up the dust with my body. That was his job. I didn't know if that was the most horrible thing or the most inventive thing I'd ever heard of. But he was like, "Man, I was thinking about changing my job description and going back to school." So there are some things in the military that can seem pretty difficult at times, but they lead to great things. I mean, stay motivated. But I'll never forget that guy.
See, veteran Marine. I've got 25 years speaking on. Yes, sir. Cybersecurity is my thing, and I'm a true believer in it. That's one of my platforms. Our future wars won't be fought with guns and planes. They'll be fought with push of a button. Someone can deal with chronic pain. What are some mental things you can do to help with pain? For me, I've come to terms with the fact that pain is part of life. And sometimes it's overwhelming, sometimes it's tolerable, and sometimes it's not there. If you just make up your mind that this is just how I have to live from here on out. I don't know exactly what chronic pain you're talking about, where it exists and where it lives. And don't give into it. It's just a mindset.
One guy's asked if we work with Operator Soft. Yeah, we do. Those are the best stories. What happens is we don't get them in trouble because we show in, and when we stack in with them, they don't have to shave and they don't have to blouse their boots. And it's kind of outside lines. And I don't know however it works out, but a gunny rolls in, starts screaming about something. But yeah, we work with pretty much everybody.
What does it take for a woman to prove she's equally mentally or physically tough. I mean, how do you mean? Not all men and women are created equal. Some are Marines. I think a woman can be just as mentally tough as anybody. Case in point, the Marines.
Hey, if I was at 18 Delta and I got a chance to stay for the extended course, I'd have done it. Like, granted, I had a tough time in the beginning of that phase, but that was some of the best training I ever had. And I don't remember why I didn't get a chance to do that. Just stay there. I had to leave and go back. But, man, if you can stay there and get that knocked out, that's the deal. Absolutely 100%. Because you're already there. You got to go back for refreshers and stuff like that. But if you're there, man, get that stuff taken care of.
Are you reading Plexican? You're saying staying in 18 Delta?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I know it's in the knob. It's tough, dude, but still.
Saw another good one up here. I want to see if I can pull it back to it. How do you keep a positive outlook when life keeps kicking you in the man junk? My career was taken without having a say. I've had 6 spine surgeries due to a spinal fusion gone wrong.
Hell, you could be sitting in here in a room with us.
That could be worse.
That's one thing about living on this planet, man. It's designed to kick you in the nuts and keep you down. So whether or not you keep getting back up, in my opinion.
We got snatched away from you. It wasn't yours anyways, or in the beginning, we didn't have it. So just roll with it. It's time. It's kind of God's way of snatching stuff out of your life because you're moving to something else. It's just removing all the obstacles. That's all it is. So just get back in the game. Surround those people that you love and get after it.
Soothsayers got to take off their bud.
Does Iraq smell as bad as they say?
Yes. I guess it all depends on where you are.
That depends on where you're at. I mean, because it's got spice down there. But then I guess it's just like with any other city.
Yeah.
And when there was a war going on, it was bad. But it's just like any other place.
So do you have half twins?
Marcus, they're asking about your tongue when you bit it.
Dude, why didn't you bring that up, man? That hurts so bad. That hurts so bad.
It's like, do you want to know if you still
Every
have
time my
a tongue?
mouth starts getting dry, that's why I keep water around. I don't even. That terrible.
No, he's got all of his tongue.
Prosthetic tongue.
That's why I stutter like I do.
I'm getting
Isn't that
married
funny?
this Saturday. What is your biggest advice for a happy, long marriage? Open lines of communication with
What's the
your
question?
significant other. I'm getting married this Sunday. What is your biggest advice for a happy and long marriage? This is how my wife and I, our marriage is so successful. They're always communicating. If you got to go somewhere, if you got to make sure she's involved in everything, or whomever. It just makes life so much easier. That's how I
I was like
compromise.
Marriage is like the Weather Channel, constant updates. All right, and just take it one day at a time. I learned more being married than anything else. The two things are when I have to discipline the kids. It took me a while to figure this out. So she would get upset at the kids, which brings me in, and then I would start to engage, and then all of a sudden I would feel like she was taking their side, and instead of and kind of getting in the way. And I was like, well, you're the one that engaged me. Come to find out, it's a mother's instinct will always step in front of her cubs, no matter what, no matter if you're the guy coming in. So just get that out of your head like she's going against you. That's not the case at all. And then there's this. We would talk sometimes, we're having a disagreement about something, and then I was trying to apologize, and then I would get mad at myself for getting her upset at getting mad at me, which would make me more upset. Figure that out in your head, right? And it's just been a lot of times you'll be saying the same thing, but in a different way. So there's nothing worth arguing about after 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
At all.
Suplex 88 says, don't watch porn and make sure she's your best friend. That's pretty solid advice too.
Yeah.
Solid advice.
That's great advice. Like a teammate. Look like just like a freaking teammate.
Or I guess
of the opposite sex. And what more well trained up you are together. Like Melly and I have code words, pro words, and everything. I mean, she can throw a knife and an axe. It's great. We literally Mr. and Miss Smith it. And so when you go out in public, there's it's a lot more fun. It's make it their team as opposed to just something that you're having to deal with.
Besides the SEALs, what other branches of service would you guys like to join?
Man, I'd have been an
Air Force, man.
A-10 pilot. In
Man,
Air
join the Air
Force.
Force, man. Hands down. You got air conditioned tents.
Great food. Let's see here.
Favorite beer?
That's Coors Light guy.
Miller Lite.
Kilkenny. My all-time most favorite. You can't get it in the States. Or at least I can't find it.
Our Blue Moon's pretty good, man. I got wrecked on that.
Ooh, any interest in electric vehicles?
Yeah, they're the future, right?
Electric F-150. Is that thing?
Since
coming out, yeah.
since I became the face of Tesla Texas, I'm just waiting on them to Elon to send the truck out here. It should be showing up.
Come on, Elon. Somebody is watching. I know.
I'm just waiting on it. It's coming though. I know it, Elon. I got discipline, man. I can sit and wait.
You're gonna get better at
Everybody in Texas is waiting for you to send it to me, but we ain't gonna say nothing.
The only way to get better at PST scores is do the PST over and over and over. And the Air Force has toilet paper. Not MRE toilet paper. That Metro Marine. There you go. Of course, he threw that out there.
What is it?
He says because the Air Force has toilet paper and not the MRE toilet paper,
Right.
which is a thing. Oh man, it's comments on the side. So
guys.
the South African Spec Ops guys, you're talking about the Rhodesian forces. They invented camouflage. I was at a tracking school and they were talking about, and they brought in the Rhodesian guys.
I never worked with them, man, but their abilities out in the field are unbelievable.
What is the chance of meeting you guys in person someday? We're out and about, Mr. Rose. We ain't hard to find. Marine Life Out Simplify. On the left, ice cream on the right.
Was it?
Vendor tearing up the Air Force. Oh man. Let's see.
Favorite college football team? I know this one. What is it, guys?
Favorite college football team? I'm a Longhorn.
Yeah.
I'm a Horn. Through and through, 100%.
You're an LSU fan?
Man, I'm a Sam Houston Bearcat. All right, check it.
Check it.
I'm married into an LSU family, so yes, technically I got LSU and
Gotta wear them both.
Sam Houston. Yeah, right.
Strong mind or strong body?
Mine. The body will follow.
All right, guys.
One can't exist without the other.
That's true.
Yeah, they coalesce. Both brains, top and bottom.
One can't exist without the other.
All right.
We're going to call it a day, guys. We got another podcast we're going to be recording here in a little bit. So thank you guys for hanging out. See you later.
Later.
Sweet.